Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. If you're an old friend, then welcome back. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to the video and or the channel as a whole. So I am here, right now, to give you, I would do a Mother's Day reading for tomorrow, but I feel like I already did the Mother's Day reading a couple days ago and it just came in so naturally, so I'm not going to go picking at that. If another Mother's Day read wants to come out, I'll take it. But I'm going to focus more and ask Spirit to help us make this more of a full moon read. So let's see. On Monday, May 12th, it is the full moon in Scorpio, and it is a flower moon, and it's like the last super moon or something like that of the year. So anyways, I'm going to ask Spirit to help give us a little insight, clarity, truth, and honesty in regards to what it is that we need to know for our best and highest good about this new moon. Oh, not new moon, full moon, about the full moon. This full moon we have coming up on Monday, which is right after Mother's Day. So, and they may actually one have something to do with the other. Okay, so you are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. You are good enough. Surrender to the divine. Full moon. Sorry. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. So we got 3 full moons here. So it's definitely a full moon reading. So thank you for that, Spirit. Spirit likes to come through in all kinds of ways. All right. So I think this is the end of a cycle of you being devalued, either by yourself or others. And being as it is, Mother's Day, I would say that this is probably geared more towards mothers, but this could be anyone in general. But I do feel like I'm speaking to some mothers out there who feel like they're not good enough, that they're not a good enough mother, they're not a good enough wife, they're not a good enough daughter, they're not a good enough person, that you're just not good enough, or you're not doing enough. And it's like, you got to give that to God. You got to give all of it to God. Okay. All your worries, all your strifes, all your fears, all your stress, all your anxiety, right? Okay. You got to give it all to God. Surrender to the divine, surrender yourself and your life to God and say, okay, you know what, God, you just do what you want with me. Okay. I put my life in your hands. Please send me where you want to send me. Take me where you want to take me. Give me what you want me to have. And that's hard to do, especially for mothers, because I think a lot of us tend to be a little control freak, because we feel like we have to, we have to be in control, like we're in charge. We have to keep time. We have to keep the calendar. We have to keep everyone on track. We have to keep everything together. We do the cooking and the cleaning, and some of us do the working and things on top of that. And some of us are single moms and don't have any help. And, it's so much. It's so much. And you may feel like you're not doing enough, or you're not doing a good job, and Spirit wants you to know that you are, and that this is the end of the cycle, the end of you being devalued, either by you or others. Okay. I feel like this is too, with the full moon here, I do feel like, God, the sun, right? Okay, gets so much more love and adoration and attention right? Because it's the light, and we can do so much more during the day, and you know, the weather is nicer, and we sleep at night, right? I feel a little bit like the moon gets overlooked quite a bit, right? Okay, outshined by the sun, very much so, right? So I feel a little bit of that here. And so, you know, as a feminine, which the moon is, you know, I think representative of the divine feminine, and the sun is representative of the divine masculine, that, you know, we feel a little left out, a little, you know, outshined, right? And we're kind of left in the darkness. And people just kind of sleep, you know. They'd rather sleep than stay up and talk to us or worship us. Nobody worships the moon, right? Not like they do God anyway. And sadly, it's like the only people that worship the moon seem to be the bad guys, right? But I feel like that's a little bit about of what's being taken back, you know, is learning to appreciate the darkness, okay, and the light that the moon brings. And it's its own light, you know, and its own beauty and its own wondrous marvel and miracle. So I feel like there's a little bit of that going on. And I gotta say it because it's coming out. So gold represents the sun, and silver represents the moon. And so, along with this theme of this reading, what I am getting here is that there may be a revaluation of the value of silver. And I say that because I already know about, you know, some other things that have been going on behind the scenes for a long time now, where, you know, it's like the value of silver has purposefully been held down. And I feel like it is going to go up. Now, I don't know if it's as rumored, you know, that it's going to skyrocket as rumored, but I say that only because it does seem to be in the energy in this read, okay? So, for anyone who keeps track of that kind of stuff, anyone who cares, right? That might be, okay, something that might be happening soon, in or around or after this full moon, okay? Okay, we have trust, number 16. Oh, trust, number 16. 16 is also the number of the tower, okay? And I feel like, look at this. It's like the darkness. It's like walking into the darkness. And there's a little bit of light, okay? But it's mostly darkness. And it's like you got to trust. You got to trust God. When you're walking through the dark, you got to trust. And there's like 16. It's like there's a tower coming. So you know, it's like you might be going through some darkness here soon, but you got to trust. You know, that whatever is going down, literally with the tower going down, that everything's going to be okay. So again, I feel like something going down here. It's like maybe the value of gold is going to go down and the value of silver is going to go up. Now, it's not necessarily to say that the value of silver is going to surpass the value of gold. But there's something here about that. So I guess I'm just going to go ahead and start pulling some tarot cards so I can start clarifying some of this. Tell me about that. Like, okay, tell me about trust first. Tell me about trust. King of Swords. King of Swords, Knight of Wands, and Eight of Swords. Ten of Cups. Judgment, Eight of Wands, and Death. Okay. So I'm getting a couple things here. Some of you may be dealing with someone, you know, it's like someone in your family, most likely, okay, that maybe you've been at odds with, okay, that God has called judgment on a situation, and it's like saying, you know, trust that God is going to take care of it, okay. There might be a tower coming for your opposition, okay, and it's like God is saying, don't worry, all is well, okay. When the shit hits the fan, it's like it's how it's supposed to be. It's part of God's plan to help you. So like if someone ends up you know, getting legally put in jail, okay, it's like that was part of the plan. And I do see that happening here. And then for others, it could be a death, okay, an RIP, you know, forever sleep, okay. And again, it's the same thing where it's like, you know, it's for the best. It's for the best. It's for the best and highest good of everyone, okay, in this situation, for not just you, but for everyone. That's 10 of Cups. That's like best and highest good for all. And with judgment here, yes, like the judgment call has been made. With Pluto here, I feel that is very much a now moment as well, with Pluto in retrograde, I think, in Cancer as well. So the 10 of Cups here, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, very much so. I feel like some shit is going down, and you just got to trust God. You got to trust God, and you got to trust that whatever's going on is for your best and highest good. All right, now, yeah, 6 of Wands, victory. You're going to be victorious in whatever this is. Whatever God's doing is to put you in the victory seat, okay? Okay, so now tell me about this. You are good enough. Surrender to the divine. End of a tough cycle approaches. Am I right about that? Like revaluation of the sun and the moon and the silver and gold. What's the deal with all that? Okay. Justice. Okay, like I said, the balancing out, right? Of like the silver being undervalued and gold being overvalued. So it's like there's going to be a balance. Like I said, it's like the value of gold is going to go down and the value of silver is going to go up. It's going to be balanced. Ha! The devil and the 5 of Swords. I feel like the devil's putting up a fight, or they put up a big fight. The devil did not want that to happen. The devil did not want that balance to happen. And I don't know why. I'm not a banker. I'm not a gold and silver person. You know, I don't know the ins and outs of all of that stuff. I'm not a global, person. I don't know about all of, I know a little bit about the International Monetary Fund and the Bank of International Settlements, and I just know like the names and their function. Okay. And like, that's all I know. But there's something going on here where the devil did not want this. The devil was trying to, for whatever reason, and the devil could be indicative of a group of people that share the same purpose, either knowingly or unknowingly, intentionally or unintentionally, right? And then we have the Chariot and the 4 of Wands. So I feel like this is, like the cops getting involved, okay? Like the proper authorities have gotten involved, and they're bringing this situation to I don't know, some kind of contract maybe. It's like maybe there already is or was a contract, or there's going to be a contract, a legally binding contract, or maybe the FBI looked into something and found that there was a community of like a devil community, okay, that was fighting this, that didn't want justice to be served in this area. There could be legal charges, okay? Like I said, with the sword, the King of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Eight of Swords here, there could be some people going to jail over this stuff. All right? So like I said, like it could be someone in your life, but it could, and or could also be just indicative of whoever was involved in this scheme, okay? And it's not, it's not just gold and silver and stuff like that, that's been held down, or the value has purposefully been devalued. There are international currencies from all different countries, that have been played with, messed with, intentionally, like the CIA, okay? They overthrow governments and shit like that. The whole war in Iraq was all based off of really just trying to devalue the currency, right? Well, and of course, among other things, like steal the resources and usurp the power and authorities there, right? The government there. So much going on, right? Okay, if you know, if you don't, you don't, then, I don't know, stop watching TV and start paying attention to politics or something. Find some good YouTubers out there, okay, that actually know what the hell they're talking about. And you can come here, I'll try and tell you what I can, but like I said, I'm not deep into all this stuff. I know like basic level stuff. Okay, so Nine of Cups and the Hermit. I feel like this is the elite. With the luxury here, like the, like the elite, the people who at the highest levels, okay, who live in the lap of luxury, because they create, the scenario for them to be at the top, at the highest levels, okay? And Hermit, it's like a investigation, may have been done. All right, so I don't know. Yeah, okay, so Page of Pentacles, evidence. All right, so definitely some evidence, investigations and evidence. I don't know, the King of Wands might have something to do with it. Okay. Ten of Swords. I'm getting people have lost their lives. People have literally been red-rummed over this stuff to keep this stuff quiet. Okay, but it's like, things are coming out. A lie can only last so long, right? The Hermit and the Ace of Cups. And it's the Hermit again. And the Ace of Cups. So this is spiritual. This is a spiritual thing. So it's like one is a material worldly thing, and then there's like a whole other level to this investigation that's spiritual. And that's where I feel like the death may come in here, is that it's like whoever doesn't get caught up legally is like, they're going to get caught up with the death card here. And it's like one way or another, they're going down, okay? God is going to make sure that those who are responsible are held accountable, and everything is going to work out the way that it's supposed to. Okay. That's too many, but I'll take that one because it came out by itself. Okay, Seven of Cups and the Six of Wands here, right? Okay, so I'm getting this. I've been getting this a lot lately. All roads lead to victory. All right. That's what this has been telling me. Every time it comes out like this, the Six of Wands and the Seven of Cups, it's all roads lead to victory. So it's like trust. Trust that God is working everything out for our best and highest good. And all roads lead to victory. Okay? Anything else? This is the Seven of Cups again. I'm just going to put it back in here. And then Judgment and the Ace of Pentacles. So, like I said, it's like people are being judged based on their value, okay? Or the devaluation of certain things, okay? So Judgment is being called here on value. Monetary value, but also spiritual value, okay? People have been devalued spiritually, in the spiritual realm. It's like government authorities, things have been corrupted on all levels, literally. In the banking industry, in the government, in the, you know, in every aspect of the real world, but also the spiritual world. That's what I'm getting here. The spiritual world had been corrupted. Too many people had been corrupted spiritually. And so, like, that's why there's like this divine intervention happening. God is taking over. God is taking control. God is working things out. God is going to make sure that everything works out for our best and highest good, that all roads lead to victory, okay? But like, shit is going down. All right. In order for this to happen, shit is going to go down, and we're going to see it, and we're going to know it. And, yeah. And it's like a reckoning here too, like the reckoning, like the reconciling of books, okay, of bank accounts, of values, okay. Like I said, like justice, the balancing out, the reconciling, okay, the reconciling of value. Of the value of things, like I said, of the value of money, of currency, of spiritual, you know, currency, of spirit. So you are going to be valued accordingly and appropriately, because you have been devalued for so long. And it's the end. It is the end. It is the end of that cycle. That's also, you know, the Death card. It's the end of that. Okay, anything else? I'm sorry, I just had to laugh once I got it. Two of Wands and Eight of Cups. It's like some people may try to escape. They may try to go overseas, to travel, you know, to run. Okay, but like, you can't run from God. Okay, you can't run from God. Come on, man, you can't run from God. Oh. How silly these people are. But, you know, the fact of the matter is these people probably don't believe in God, which is why they did what they did in the first place. But they're sure as shit going to believe after all this stuff goes down. I think we're going to have quite a few more believers. Three of Cups and Nine of Wands reversed. Okay, like I said, it's this like community of backwards people, okay, who've been doing some backwards shit, and they're gonna get they're gonna try and run. They're gonna try and run. They ain't nowhere to run. There's the tower. There it is right there. The tower. And it was in reverse. They're going to try and escape this tower, but they're not going to. You know, you can't escape God. You can't escape God, right? Judgment is here. This is God. You can't escape it. Okay. Oh, wow. What an interesting read. I'm so glad I took the time to come on and do it. And I do believe, yeah, it does kind of tie in a little bit, you know, Mother's Day with the full moon. So I hope this has helped you in some way, shape, or form. I hope that if nothing else, it has entertained you for a few moments in time, and that if you haven't already, you will like, share, and subscribe. Bye.